Hey guys, what's up? Jared here, Dex and Dice with Ramblings of an LGS owner. I'm not going to touch on the Commander stuff anymore. It's a dead horse. It is what it is. Uh, the last things that I will probably mention on it will be, like I said in the last video, I'm optimistic. Their tier system seems weird, but I'm still kind of optimistic about it. Just got to sit there and see what happens. That's it. That's done. Everyone else is pretty much recoiled from it, and you've pressed on. Like I said, congratulations. So, I guess something I'm going to touch on is I was watching one of my YouTubers that I watched yesterday, and he was going on about play boosters and how they're kind of sucking. That's just the easiest way to put it. And he's not entirely wrong. However, I don't think it's entirely accurate either. Let, let's be honest, they're not blowing through. It's like your only option to kind of really buy Magic product anymore. So, of course, they're selling. But I think he was a little too harsh on the product, just mainly because, yeah, it's got slow sales, but it's also a new product. It just replaced the draft and set boxes, and I'll touch on those in a little bit as well. But it's it's a new thing. It's not fine tuned yet. It's only been for what you've got: Karlov, Thunder Junction, Bloomborough, and Duskmorn. So there's four sets, five upcoming if you want to count foundations, um, that have had play boosters. I don't think that's enough time for Wizards to fine tune the product to where it should be or what they think it should be. So just kind of give it some time on that, man. Like, I know it's cool to dunk on products and all, but if it's something new, just give it time. There's a teething period. After, especially with products like this, after it's been out for a year or year and a half, give or take, that's a long time, mind you, but you have to understand that a lot of these things go into print runs a year, 2 years prior to them ever even seeing the light of day. So you have to give them some time. Sorry, my throat's scratchy. There's a really high pollen count. So, anywho, um, one of the reasons he also said was like the value of the product just simply isn't there. And for the most part, he's correct there as well. However, this touches on that weird subject of like finance bro, not finance bro. Um, I'll elaborate a little bit more on that one, but it just touches on that subject because before the play boosters, you had your draft and your set boosters. Draft boosters were your most economical way to get Magic cards. Just simple, not even going to go into the just buy singles BS, but the easiest way, cheapest way to get Magic cards. Then for like $5 or $10 more, you had the option to get set boosters, which were kind of like your middle class between draft and collector boosters for you to get like a mixture of both. It was a cool way for you to get your BS commons and uncommon staples while still having the chance to get like multiple rares in a pack or showcases, full arts, so forth and so forth. Which personally I think sets were awesome. That was a great product, but I'm just leaving that aside. The problem with that was that on a long enough timeline, people started migrating to the set boxes because it was just $5 or $10 more, and you got more rares, you got more uncommons, you got more foils, you got a better chance at getting, let's face it, the expensive crap for not having to drop $240 on a collector box. So The set boosters began to overtake the draft boosters merely because of that. And this circles back around to the finance bro aspect of things, where everyone who plays this game is partly a finance bro. You really are. Whether you want to admit it or not, you're a finance bro. You, most of us, the vast majority of us, migrated to the set boxes because of why? You got your value back from the box. Plain and simple. Same as, like, I don't know, we'll rag on collector boxes as well too, because that kind of just ties into it also. I know I'm all over the place here, squirrel brain. But anyways, the collector boxes sell really well. I mean, they're more expensive, but they sell really well. It's your chance to get way more of the flashy stuff, and sometimes it's your only way to get specific versions of a card. It's your only way to get, serialized if they put them in there, raised foils, whatever. Anything super special that they put in a set, collector boxes are your only way to get them. And everyone seems to really love this, and they spend money on it, and they usually fly out quicker than play boosters do. Because usually you get your value back plus some. However, lately I have noticed, just for cracking stuff for the shop, that the returns on these collector boxes have been getting crappier and crappier and crappier with each set release, because it seems like it's either you hit one of the big hit cards or you bust. Kind of more or less what it is. Even the other day, the professor did a box opening while he was talking about the commander stuff, and I think he only got $195 or maybe $200 worth of cards out of the $240 it ran him to get the box. So I've noticed the diminishing returns, and it's worrisome a little bit, but I understand, and it is what it is scenario. One of the things that worries me about collector boxes and everyone wanting to buy collector boxes is I've noticed this too, to where like a standard, like, basic bitch version of a card will be more than like a foil or a showcase card type, because of how many collector boxes have been busted open and how many of that particular version of the card are out in the wild, because everyone's busting collector packs chasing those cards. So the secondary market is getting flooded with foils and showcases and like just different art variants, so forth and so forth. I excuse me. Um, I don't think this was a huge problem at the beginning, like at the onset of collector boxes back with, I think it was Throne. Um, I don't think this was such a big issue, but over the last, I'll say 3 years since I've owned the shop, I've been noticing that with just single prices. So I don't know how much of a huge issue this actually is with people going more towards the collector boxes, looking for those chase cards, and then flooding the market with the other crap that they're not after, if that's really going to make that big of a difference. But it's something I've been eyeballing, and if it's not kind of like, I don't know, for lack of a better term, like corrected, it's going to be an issue. So that's where I'm kind of going with that one with the collector boxes. It's something weird that people need to kind of be aware of and keep an eyeball on. But let's roll it back around to the finance bro aspect of play boosters or collector boosters, or pretty much no matter whatever you buy or used to buy from Wizards. Everyone is a finance bro when it comes to WotC at the very least. I've seen it in every other game too, but we'll pick on Magic here for a second. And people need to understand that and realize that and just accept it. Even if you, I don't know, even if you don't want to call yourself a finance bro because you think you aren't, even if you get cards and you use them strictly for trading, you still want some kind of value for your trade, some kind of utilitarian thing for your trade. Like, I don't know, this card does this, but I need three of this card. But since this one card I have does this, and you have three of those cards, this one, it like what it does is worth what those three do. So I'll trade you this one card for those three, and it's still even or whatever. You kind of get the example I'm going for. Even if it's not monetary value wise, there's still utility to it. So it's worth something, and worth doesn't have to be money. It doesn't. So everyone is kind of a finance bro when it comes to Magic or any other card game. Don't let them lie to you. Because again, at the end of the day, I can't tell you how many people I hear talking about, man, I opened this box and I didn't get my money back, or I only broke even, or hey, it was a good box, I got my value back. Trying to ignore the finance bro aspect or even put a negative spin on it, I get where you're coming from, but everyone is just a tiny, tiny bit of a finance bro. Whether you like it or not, or you want to admit it, we're all finance bros. So it just depends on to what extent. Yes, we can go into the varying like extremes of finance bro stuff, but in general, I'm not talking about unicorns here. I'm talking about just overall the general public who play Magic or fuck even Pokemon, Flesh and Blood, Digimon, etc., etc. You're all finance bros to an extent. Just admit it and be like, okay, so it's not terrible being a finance bro. Heaven forbid my cards that I spent money on actually be worth something, so if I do have to trade them or sell them, I can get something back. It's not just like, I don't know, buying a frisbee and looking at it. You have a frisbee. Congratulations. You can go out and play with the frisbee, make memories with your friends, have fun with your friends, and so forth and so forth. But you can't sell unless it's like a professional frisbee. I'm just talking about like a frisbee you buy at Walmart. But you can't go back and sell that frisbee for the $10 that you bought it for. You might be able to put it in a garage sale and get $1 for it. So you're not going to recoup your losses there. But anyways, I'm rambling about that, and that's just kind of my thing is, like I said, everyone's a finance bro to an extent. Just admit it, get over it, and press on with life. Quit being so like horribly toxic towards the ew, you're a finance bro. It is what it is, man. So, anyways, I guess I'll leave that one alone with the play boxes and the collector boxes and people griping about how they're not selling and all that and the low value. It's just a thing. It's a new product. Give it more time. Deal with it, because there's really nothing you can do but deal with it. So, moving on to something that I'm actually kind of excited about, and I might be in the minority here, but foundations. I'm actually pretty excited about foundations. It seems like it's an excellent way to get new people into the hobby without giving them one of those like crappy starter sets that comes out, or they're just not interested in those starter sets at all and they want to play Commander, and like the best you can do is, here's a precon. I know you don't know what the hell you're doing, but spend $40 here and YouTube everything else you need, or just come back into the shop. We'll show you how to play, etc., etc. I think it's something that Magic has been lacking for a while now. I think it's going to be a great way to get new people in, because when people come into the shop and be like, hey, Magic, how do I? You can be like, foundations. It's like for lack of a better term, like a core set, I guess, even though it's going to be available for like the next 7 years or whatever they said, like a almost evergreen product. It's going to be awesome for those kind of scenarios. I think the Insta collection aspect is great. The like having set boosters, collector boosters, the jump start, and all that good stuff is kind of cool for it. I think they could have got away with just the instant collections they have and the play boosters. I don't think they needed to include like collectors and the jump start and all that. So, but that's just my personal opinion. The uh, the cool thing about the little like instant collections is there's two of them. One is like the beginner box. It's like it's a guided experience. It's two 20 card decks. Yeah, two 20 card decks. One is cats, one is vampires, and it's like a guided step by step like intro on how to just play the game. It also comes with 8 jumpstart packs, um, 2 learn to play guides, a rules reference booklet, uh, try not to look at the notes. Damn. 2 play mats and 2 life spin downs. So like right out the gate, it's just a great. Here is a box. Here's how to play. Don't shuffle the decks. Just go through the steps, and you'll learn eventually. The other thing is kind of like a step up from the beginner box. It's what they call a starter collection. It's got 350 cards. It's supposed to have staples for every color in that 350 cards. You also get an additional 3 of the foundation play boosters and a storage box and like a guide to how to deck build, which I mean, you can go to Google, YouTube, and just watch that too. So I don't know why that guide is there, but it's helpful nonetheless, especially if it's just something like quick reference, for you to have like, I don't know, pooping readings or something, and you just get tired looking at your phone. You got a little pamphlet you can read, I guess. Um, but yeah, that's actually something I'm pretty excited about. Everyone seems to be kind of down about it, and I understand it's gonna be weird, but I'm excited about it because it's just gonna be a nice, quick, easy way for new players to actually get into the game, to have an actual legitimate starting point for their wonderful magic journey, which by their stats they'll probably only do for about 3 years, then stop for another year, come back for another 2 years, and then just kind of cycle. But anyways, it's a great spot for them to just start. And it's also good for shops to have just something to be like, here, this is where you begin, this is how you start, this is what you start with. Questions, concerns, comments, all that good stuff, by all means, talk to us, talk to the people that are in the shop, and let's get you going. There's no more just throwing 19 different options at them or anything like that, overwhelming them right out the gate with so many options, or hey, this color does this, these colors do that. What's your play style? Do you even know kind of what you want to play? What your play style wants to be? Do you know what the colors do? Blah blah blah. It'll be a great way to just, like I said, just be like, here. This is where you start. Once you get that, let's go on the magical journey of figuring out what kind of degenerate player you're going to end up being, which is great. So, anywho, I guess that's really all I got for the ramblings today, guys. I just wanted to put out a video, because you guys are awesome, and thanks for supporting me. And by the way, like, I've noticed that we've got like 144 people, which isn't a lot, but for me it's fucking amazing, subs to the channel. So thanks for everyone who has subbed and everything, even if you just sub to, tell me that you hate me and that I'm a waste of space, or, comment below that I should probably just go play Speed Bump or something. Still appreciate the sub and still appreciate the interaction, so thanks. But it's awesome to see the channel get little tick ups here and there, and I greatly appreciate it. There's always room for improvement if you want to go by the corporate mantra there. So yeah, just like, share, sub, help us grow the channel, man. I really do want to start trying to earn something from this YouTube endeavor. I know a lot of the big people are whining and complaining about like ad revenue going down, but honestly, if I can just turn a couple of $100 from this channel every month, that'd be amazing. I think a lot of those people are used to making like, you know, 30, 40,000 a month off of their ad revenue, and then it like gets chunked down to, I don't know, 20 or 25,000, and they flip the fuck out or whatever. So, you know, they always thought it would be that way and probably never tried to adjust for a rainy day, we'll say. But anywho, thanks for the subs. Thanks for helping the channel grow. As always, consider joining the Patreon if you're local. That 10% discount really adds up quick. It ends up paying for itself. Ask anyone who is part of the Patreon whenever you come into the shop. It's a thing. It does great things. If you're not local, I'll ship shit out to you. Simple as that. So, anyways, consider joining the Patreon. Consider liking, subbing, and sharing the video. I understand that it's just me here griping into a camera, and the eye contact is weird because I'm not looking at the camera. It's kind of part of my tism. For some reason, looking at the camera seems like eye contact, and I don't really do that all that well. So, anyways, I do believe that's all. Anyways, you guys have a good one. Like I like to say, life is not a dick. Don't take it so hard. Sub, share, like, help us grow this shit, and let's see what we can do. Thanks, guys.